From Strike Zone at Sunset Station here for the title matches of today's JBT event. Good title matches here on a high-scoring day, and Chris Mays opens up by bushwhacking that 4-pin for an opening double. He's taken on top seed Harley Sheen, who has just flat-out dominated the scratch division this weekend. Need one more win to capture his first JBT title. Two other left. Tyler Castronova's won 2 consecutive matches in the handicap finals, taking on the other dominant bowler of the weekend, top seed Nathan Tidwell from San Diego. One of the two of them is going to win their first career title. Nathan, this is his first JBT top 4 appearance, while Tyler has been oh so close to victory a couple different times and yet to cash in. The handicap difference is 11. Tyler has to beat Nathan by 11 to tie and 12 to win. He's clean through 3. Nathan missed a spare in this first frame and has a 5-pin to clean up here in the third. Oh. So Chris trips the 4, Harley answers back with a messenger 10 himself. He can tie up the match if he can double up in the third. And you're going to need scores today. The scores have been very high all day long. They were very low yesterday, so you had to be versatile and grind out marks when they were tough yesterday, and you had to strike a lot today to keep up the pace. Harley, your top seed at plus 429. That's for 13 games plus bonus pins. But it took 327 to make the scratch ladder. That's Avery Domagain. She's just 13 years old, hanging with the big guys. Chris beat him last match, so now Avery's over there bowling the girls' scratch title match against Kara Thompson. And after we're all done with that, Avery will slide over and play Harley regardless of this result in the U17 title match. So Avery's got a lot of bowling left to do today. Busy girl. Nathan will be happy his last shot was off camera because it went right through the schnoz and left the big 4. Harley, that super smooth game. Half 10 there to continue to trail. Smart move by Nathan to get the 2 out of that, though. You never know how that count's going to come into play later. Got 52 through 4. Big thanks to Jerry and the whole team here at Strike Zone for having us. Giant 72 later out here in Henderson, right back here in July for our big one, TPC, just a couple months away. Bowlers trying to get into the invite and improve their positions in it. That ball creeps up high. I wonder if he tried to make some moves, because he was coming in light quite a few times in the semifinals. Made his spares and won the match over Elena Purdy, but had a much lower score than his first game, which was a big 245 win over Sammy Fleisig, and he needed most of it as Sam shot 239. Switches balls, no problem at all at the spare. Nicely done. That's 4 in a row to open up the match. Mays, a 3-time JBT champ, part of that really successful team at Mays contingent. Traveling all over the tour this season. But yikes, I guess he liked Nathan's line because he decides to throw a big 4 of his own. Oh! So back to the light hits, but this time he gets a tremendous break roll on the 2. He will take that, thank you very much. Mays should get the 2 out of this as well. Unlikely to make it, he does just that, but falls behind as a result. Nathan first place at plus 431 today. He was well clear of the field. He did excellent on the tough short pattern yesterday and just continued it on the much more scoreable pattern today with a high game of 269 scratch. You can kiss that JBT average bye-bye. That's all right. That's a compliment. When we re-rate the heck out of you, that means you've done some good things. So take it for what it is. Nicely done, flattening it out, covering the spare. Plus 252 to make the ladder today, 7th and 4th. Again, that's for 10 qualifying games instead of 5, so not quite as overwhelming as it sounds. Avery, good shot over there. Boy, she was tough. She beat Hunter Mays, Chris's brother, in the first match, 228 to 190. And Chris went back 5 for 238 and needed most of them to beat Avery in the last match. Nathan gets his first strike of the title match, says there it is. I agree. It's all right, plenty of time. So many two-handers, Tyler, one of them. Harley, almost a throwback game. Very down the boards. Not a ton of rotation, but obviously a great shot repeater. Look how still those shoulders are at the foul line. That's outstanding. Just 16 years old from San Jose. He comes down south every once in a while when the schedule works out. Happy to have him. Another break for Tyler, by the way. Meanwhile, he got that Brooklyn and trying to consolidate. Oh, and almost splats them all down. Not a perfect three frame, but he's going to get strike 9, hopefully spare out of it. That's not bad. Rocking the PBA junior shirt. A lot of these guys will go down to Phoenix for another junior regional later on this month. It is May, right? Yes. I tell you what.
2 weeks.
Don't y'all wake up sometimes saying, what the heck month is this? Day is it? Let alone, it's weird times, folks. Weird times. Harley can take himself a 17-pin lead if he can double up here and get his first double. But no. Instead, he needs to spare up to 2-4 to remain Dutch. See how Tibble can react looking for his first double. Got it. Boy, for a two-ender, he's playing really straight. That was 10 to 10. Just sat there in the pocket. So earlier in the day, he was just lapping the field, and I jokingly went over him and says, Nathan, what are you doing? Explain yourself. And he very honestly and very legitimately shrugged his shoulders and said, I have no idea. Sometimes just taking your head out of it and just, if you're on a ride, let it roll. Looking for 3 in a row here. He hit that same oil streak that Tyler's hit a couple times. It looks like when they miss left, even with the two-handed power, it just kind of floats on him. If he spares it up, he'll have 121 through 7, trail by 19 on the scoreboard, but gets 11 of those back. So with the spare, it's a one-mark game. He's got it, and it is. Crunch time for handicap here. 8th frame for Castronova. Trailing by 8, spare working. Chris has 4 out of 5 strikes, but finds himself only tied in the match because of that low count split he had on the 3rd. Double, big 4 double. Who did that yesterday? Oh, Brent Peruganen, let's get his name on camera, made the big 4 yesterday, but he did it on the first ball. He took out the 4, 6, 7, 10 on his strike shot. I've never seen that before in 25 years. So shout out to Brent. Oh, for doing that. Shout out to the pins for Chris as he trips the 4-9 out of that rack, makes it 3 in a row, and extends his lead to 11 as Tyler almost messengers over there. You start every tournament with make your spares. He needs to do that now. So we get a quick look at the scratch scoreboard there. There's Harley Dutch on the left. This is Chris on the right. Castronova makes his 10 pin. He is the A bowler over there. You see his situation. Trails by 20 on the scoreboard. Sorry, that's not right. Yeah. Leads by 20 on the scoreboard, but gives 11 of them back. That's his ball. Get the whoa!
Come on. That looks like some one-pin held it up.
That was a ballet dancer, not a pin right there. As it goes about a 360, we're going to have to get that 7 respot. They are on the ball at strike zone as it's being respot as we speak. Nicely done.
Oh, he's only going on Facebook Live. He doesn't realize he's tagged on Facebook Live.
Checking in on the girls while we have a second here. Doma game 4 pins in the first 7th frame. She right now leads by 14 over Thompson. Kara has a strike working, so anybody's game over there. I think Tyler's mom is going to survive through this match. I'm not entirely certain yet, but Sheen is Dutch through 6.
Yeah.
Dutch is probably not going to be enough to win this game. This is a big shot, 7th frame. Close. Yes, sir. giant double. He knows where he's got to put the ball now. Now it's just an execution battle between him and Harley. And Nathan gets that light hit to tickle over. So Nathan trails by 19, but again gets 11 of those back. So it's an 8-pin overall lead for Tyler. But Nathan is the one working on a strike in the 10th. Here we go. Yes, sir. And that essentially ties things up here, right? Yeah. So let's see. He can get 201 scratch. The best Tyler can do is 210. So this is a strike to win. Biggest shot of his young JBT career right here. Oh. I tell you what, when you're the opponent watching that and you're like, yes, he didn't strike, and then the pins start to fall one by one by one, and you're like, oh no! It doesn't. He spares for 190, gets 11 for 201. It's important that he does get that spare for that reason then. If he happens to miss this, Castronova could tie with strike spare. He does make it though, so now Tyler has to double. Simple as that. $190 plus those 11 pins is $201. For Tyler Castronova to win his first title, he needs a double and 2 pins. That's all any bowler can ask for, a chance to strike in the 10th to win. Here it is for him. What? They've had real similar carry, both of them in this match. They're similar bowlers. That makes sense. That light hit has been great for both of them. Tyler needs one more. Sheena, giant shot over there for him too. Is tied right now. Harley takes forever to bowl. I think Tyler's going to go past him here. So here's both of them on giant shots. This for the win. Boy, oh boy, I've just talked about how well the light hits have been carrying for him. He hits that light shot again. The 7 somehow stands. And for a guy who has had some tough second places to swallow already in his career, it's going to be another one. He couldn't care less about that. That is a heartbreaker, but for Nathan, who led this tournament just about wire to wire, that would have been a heartbreaker the other way too.
Yes, you're so lucky.
And this guy, who was about 4 feet tall a year ago, has become a brand new JBT champ.
So proud of you, babe.
As you should be. Great title match, 234 to 232 in handicap. Good stuff there.
Here, give him high fives for that on.
And we're set for a good finish here in scratch. Harley now trails by 3 pins because he only got a 6 count in the 8th. Spared it up, but that makes a huge difference in count. Where they were tied, he now finds himself behind by 3, and Mays has a strike in the 8th frame. Domagane Thompson in the girls' final has gotten close over there too. Try to keep an eye on that. Tyler, can I buy you a beer in about 6 years or something? Man, 3rd, 2nd place, right?
A year and a half.
How old are you?
14.
Yeah, a year and a half. What?
No, 5 and a half, sorry.
Why are you trying to get me to buy your son a beer at 15 years old? Explain yourself.
I meant 5 and a half.
It's bad enough I'm offering him one at 21 in this particular circumstance. She's trying for you, Tyler. We all feel your pain, man. Most of us back here are all bowlers. We've all been there. Meanwhile, Harley feeling the pain as we're having fun back here, but he 410'd in the 9th. Oh, gave it a real good effort in the 9th frame, but he open and loses the count. He seems confused and may have well handed Mays his 4th career title. The best Sheen can do all of a sudden is 202. Chris just needs to stay clean for 209, which would be the win. Look out, guys. Oh! Emphatically with the wicked messenger across the lane. Step ladders are brutal because, you know, you kind of got to win the tournament twice. Harley dominated all day, but that title match brings it all down to a single game match, and barring complete catastrophe here, it's going to be Mays' win. Kara will now make her spare to lead by 6. She's made a nice comeback over there. We'll try and catch the end of that. That does not look catastrophic, does it? That's 10 in the bit. Mays trailed in both matches in the stepladder. He finishes strong in both matches in the stepladder to take the win in his 4th career title. Now Harley's got one of the least fun things to do, lose the main scratch division and have to go play one of the side event title matches. I'm sure he'll be a bucket of fun for that. Wow, wow. I say this almost all the time. So much talk about Hunter on tour, but do not sleep on Chris Mays. He is just as tough. He went back 5 to beat Avery, and he goes back 5 with another messenger to beat Harley and take down the win. So Harley leads almost after every game. Chris's brother shoots 806. Chris Mays wins the title. There you go. Kara false starts over there. I'm going to go capture the end of this match. Got anything to say?
Thanks for a great weekend. Thanks for a great weekend.
You didn't have to butter us up. Very good. All right, let's go catch the quarter into that. Be right back. Thank you, guys. Thompson's got 201 in the 9th with a strike. And that strike right there should win it for Kara. Glad I got that one on camera just in time. So that puts her in the 230s. The best Domaging can do is 225, so she needs 5 pins on this fill ball to win it. Avery had a chance to win 3 titles today, and there's now 2 runner-ups to show for it. Awful tough with these final matches. Well, for Sheen, it's just a big old what-if scenario there. That 9th frame was just killer. The 9 spared there. It's such an easy sport to say what if. 25, 15, yeah, that would have been for 240. So Kara, for those of you who don't follow as closely, she's from New Mexico, so she's barely had a chance to bowl. She's had about 34 injuries. If you touch her, she just collapses in a heap on the lane. We've joked about putting her in bubble wrap between tournaments because every time she comes up with a new injury, but she is a heck of a bowler. She's been making the vast majority of her scratch division cuts.
Where are you moving
and I guess we got to do 55. No, that's the practice lane. That won't work. 51 and 2 is the only lane we haven't had both of them on, right? No, that doesn't work either.
No.
We'll have to figure that out. It's a hell of a
handicaps work?
I think we'll have to do that, yeah. Don't give me such a tough question this late in the day. Come on, man.
I have an appointment to pick up donuts. Hurry up. 5 o'clock. I'm supposed to pick them up.
I would have thought that was good, but we ended up with a triangle between Harley and Avery and Kara there. It's hard to get Harley in speed mode, to be honest. He takes his time when he's bowled. We'll see what we can do.
I'll tell Avery to give it.
So Avery's going to be in the 220s over there. That's fantastic girls match. So Harley, we're going to have to shake it off and head over to 49 and 50 to finish up your U17. That's the only pair both of you haven't been on yet.
All right,
So there you go. And we'll be back for that U17 match. We'll try and capture the back end of it later on. Good stuff from strike.